Good evening. I'd like to call the February 18th City of Monmouth Council meeting to order. If you please rise and join me in the pledge to the flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We can have a roll call for attendance, please.
Alderman Grant.
Present.
Alderman Dodd.
Here.
Alderman Connor.
Here.
Alderman Pinero.
Here.
Alderman Bentley.
Here.
Roll call complete.
Thank you. I'd entertain a motion for approval of the February 3rd, 2025 public hearing and council meeting minutes as presented.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any amendments or corrections to those minutes as presented? Hearing none, a roll call, please.
Grant.
Yes.
Dodd.
Yes.
Connor.
Yes.
Pinero.
Yes.
Bentley.
Yes. Thank you. Under presentations to council, do we have anyone who wishes to address council this evening? Hearing none, we'll move on. I think we have a swearing in tonight, apparently. Travis Bittner is
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, we have Travis Bittner being promoted to captain, and we ask that he be sworn in, please. Travis, you want to stand right here? No. Not that often.
I'm waiting for him to go his family.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Okay, you know how to know.
I think so.
I, raise your right hand.
I, Travis Bittner,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of
the
captain
duties of captain
for the City of Monmouth Fire
for
Department
the City of Monmouth Fire Department
to the best of my
to
ability.
the best of my abilities.
Congratulations, Captain.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, this is your copy, please.
Thanks, Ken.
Oh, this is your copy. Okay. And then you have to just Casey back to his camera, guys.
Sure.
They're good. I'm going to take her on. Take her over there. Kenny?
Congratulations, Brad.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations again.
Hey, thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on our agenda, we have one item on the consent agenda, and that's approval of the bills.
To pay bills.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any items to be removed for further discussion or consideration? Hearing none, a roll call, please.
Toomey,
Yes.
Dodd,
Yes.
Connor,
Yes.
Pinero,
Yes.
Bentley, Grant.
Thank you. Under committee of the whole, Chief Rexroth, your January report.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. For the month of January, we started off the year with 129 calls. We did have a couple structure fires here recently I thought I'd mention to you. One of them was on South 6th Street. We had a room of contents fire on a second floor of a residence down there. The guys did a great job, got there and got it knocked down quickly from the outside, and then we went inside to finish extinguishing the fire inside. Fortunately, there were no injuries, and that fire was ruled accidental. Later that same day, actually, we responded with the Central Warren Fire Protection District. They had a fire just east of town. I don't know if you heard about it, but a fairly large fire just east of town. And that was a mostly defensive fire, all fought from the outside of the house, because when they arrived, it was almost the whole entire house was on fire. And so glad we were able to help, but too bad for people losing their home. A few things to note for the training this month. We were able to get together with a lot of other agencies, police and sheriff, ambulance, and things like that, and do some active shooter incident management training. And it was very, very good training. I cannot say enough good things about it. To get everybody in the area, all of us in law enforcement and fire and ambulance, all on the same page with how we're going to respond to an active shooter incident and things like that. And we'll be very, very organized when we do that. And it was a very, very good training. Also, along with that same training, the first day was active shooter incident management. The second day was actually parent-child reunification. And this is when the parent, after an event like an active shooter incident, this is later when the parents and the children need to be reunited and all accounted for after the incident is over. And so we were able to team up with educators from the area, teachers and faculty from schools, and learn what our role will be in that process. And so very good training, and happy we were able to have it in our area. Just a couple other things to note. We are moving forward with the purchase of the LED sign. I haven't brought that to you yet, but I am gathering some quotes and some estimates to move forward with that process of purchasing an LED sign to put out in front of Station 1. We're happy to be able to use the excess funds left over from the grant that we are purchasing the fire safety trailer from to put toward that sign. So it's a very little cost to the city for us to be able to complete this project. I think it'll be a great addition to the fire station out there. And then lastly, engine 23 was taken over to the mechanic yesterday morning to have the repairs made that we've been waiting for the parts to get accomplished for a while. So we're happy to finally get that process going. Anybody have any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Next, we have the January Police Department report. Chief Spencer.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. For the month of January, we made 54 arrests. We had 109 citations issued. Calls coming into dispatch was 3,263. MPD calls, we handled 1,335. The dispatch center itself handled 2,732 calls. We handled 18 accidents, and the officers worked 18 grant hours. Incidents of note, officers spent approximately 14 hours in court for various traffic and criminal cases. Reunification tabletop exercise was conducted with school district administrators. And the MPD dispatchers received their initial EMD training or certification, which is the emergency medical dispatching that they will start doing for 911. Staff training. Officers completed state mandated training, and I attended a seminar on the Voices Act and equipment related issues. Several MPD squad cars were taken in for routine maintenance. And that's all I have, unless there's any other questions.
Thank you, Chief.
All right.
Moving on to our agenda, next up is the approval of the redevelopment agreement between JV Enterprises of Illinois, i.e. Pizza Hut. Lou?
Thank you. Yes, the owners of the Pizza Hut, known as JV Enterprises of Illinois, location of Pizza Hut is 837 North Main Street. They are in the process of making about $187,700 worth of improvements, primarily renovations to the interior and the complete new electrical and plumbing systems, as well as some major carpentry work. They are requesting assistance under our Main Street TIF district. This would be a traditional TIF that is performance-based. It would the funds that would be generated to repay these TIF eligible expenses would come directly from the property as a result of this project. That future increase of the equalized assessed value and the subsequent incremental increase in any property taxes generated from this project would be the only source of revenues used to reimburse the developer towards these TIF eligible expenses. So there will be no other, general tax dollars involved in this incentive. The agreement has been reviewed and executed by the owners of Pizza Hut and is presented here tonight for your approval.
Any questions? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion for approval.
Second.
And I have a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Toomey,
Yes.
Doc,
Yes.
Connor,
Yeah.
Pineda,
Yes.
Van Vliet,
Yes.
Grant,
Yes.
motion carried.
Thank you. Next, we have approval of the purchase of well number 9, VFD and filter. Grayson?
Good evening. So, in the packet for this one, basically, for well 9, which is at our North Water Treatment Plant, we have 6 wells here in town. Well 9's one of them. In the past year, we've installed a new motor on that well, so we put a substantial amount of money into putting a new motor on there as it was getting dated. But the main purpose of buying our VFD and our filter is, so when the electrical grid is sending power into the building, this power is coming in surges and sags, and basically what the VFD does and what the filter does is kind of helps equalize that to keep from damaging our equipment. The current VFD and filter that is on that well is about a decade old and is starting to show signs of needing replaced. So this is a preventative maintenance item. I have 2 bids on here. One is for the removal and installation of the VFD, and the other bid is for the purchase of the actual material itself. So what we're looking to have is approximately $21,331.20 for the removal and replacement of the VFD and electrical filters at well 9. I can answer.
Other questions for Grayson? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion for approval of the VFD and electrical filter.
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second? Second. And I have a second. Any other questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Doc,
Yes.
Connor,
Yeah.
Pineda,
Yes.
Van Vliet,
Yes.
Grant, Toomey,
Yes.
motion carried.
Thank you. Under ordinances, we have a first reading for a setback variance on rear property line. Joe?
Yes, Mayor and Council, February 12th, the Zoning Board of Appeals met for a request of a setback variance of 2 feet from the south property line to construct a new detached garage, 24 by 36, meeting all other setback requirements. They voted and would ask the councils to approve the setback variance in favorable consideration as well. Any questions?
All the neighbors said okay.
Yes.
This is just an existing garage,
They're actually building a new garage in that location.
but in the location of it all.
No, they're building next to the existing structures.
Any other questions? I'd entertain a motion for approval of the variance, setback variance. Motion second. Any other questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Connor,
Yeah.
Pineda,
Yes.
Van Vliet,
Yes.
Grant,
Yes.
Toomey,
Yes.
Doc,
Yes.
motion carried.
Thank you. Lou, shall we present two, 3, 4, and 5 together? It's kind of all the same thing, or do we need
Yes.
to vote on each one?
So these are all interconnected and related to the same project. I'll give you a brief description of each of the 4 ordinances before you. The first ordinance relates to the approval of the redevelopment plan and projects. This was what was the topic of the public hearing that we had 2 weeks ago to receive comments, which we did not receive any comments. The Redevelopment plan does call for a $5 million project, which is the redevelopment of the Beck Oil property. Of that cost, $2.4 million are TIF eligible expenses. The second ordinance basically designates the project area. This is basically the boundary map. It includes the original Beck Oil and Taco Bell property. It also includes the Maple City Drive right-of-way, which was vacated earlier by the council and deeded over to Beck Oil for this project. And then it also includes 2.2 acres of land that were purchased on the north side of Maple City Drive. This property was not in the city limits. It needed to be annexed by the city in order to become part of the boundary which the city council has already adopted or annexed into the city. So that accomplishes the designation of the boundary map. Third ordinance is adopting the tax increment allocation financing. Basically what this does is it designates future TIF revenues, and these revenues again will be performance-based. They will be future property tax revenues that are incremental from what they are today, based on the growth in the equalized assessed value of the property from this $5 million investment. Those funds would be designated solely for the use of reimbursing the developer for TIF eligible costs, as well as some miscellaneous administrative expenses in the administration of this TIF district. And then finally, the fourth ordinance basically removes the original Beck Oil property and Taco Bell, as well as the Maple City Drive right-of-way. Those two properties are being removed from the Main Street TIF so that they can be part of this new North Commercial North Commercial TIF district. So those are the actions. I would obviously recommend adoption of all four.
Okay. Council have any questions? Our TIF consultant was here at our last meeting and kind of went over all of it at the public hearing and so forth. I would entertain a motion for approval of ordinances 2, 3, 4, and 5. So moved. And do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Any discussions or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Nato,
Yes.
Beverly,
Yes.
Grant,
Yes.
Toomey,
Yes.
Dawn,
Yes.
Connor.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Under executive session, we need to go into executive session for one statute to consider collective bargaining. I've entertained a motion to go into executive session.
So moved. Second.
And a second. Okay. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Beverly,
Yes.
Grant,
Yes.
Toomey,
Yes.
Dawn,
Yes.
Connor,
Yeah.
Nato.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, I'd entertain a motion to return to regular session.
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
And I have a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Bates,
Yes.
Grant,
Yes.
Toomey,
Yes.
Dawn,
Yes.
Connor,
Yes.
Pinero.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. And under other business, I would entertain a motion for approval of the June 17th, 2024 executive session minutes.
So moved.
And a second, okay, and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, a roll call, please.
Grant,
Yes.
Toomey,
Yes.
Dawn,
Yes.
Connor,
Yes.
Pinero,
Yes.
Bates.
Yes.
Motion carried.
And entertain a motion to adjournment. So moved. Second?
Second.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. We stand adjourned. Thank you.